When, August 2025, Alberta unveils a transformative plan that promises to reshape not only the province's energy sector, but also its place on the world stage. This announcement marks a turning point, as leaders set out a vision that is both ambitious and forward-thinking, aiming to secure prosperity for future generations. At the heart of this vision is a new oil pipeline, one that could redefine Canada's energy future and open doors to global markets that were previously out of reach. This isn't just another piece of infrastructure, it's a bold, strategic move designed to secure Alberta's economic future, create thousands of jobs, and elevate its role as a global energy leader. The project is expected to spark innovation and drive investment across the province. The government, led by Premier Danielle Smith, is championing a pipeline to the Port of Prince Rupert. The goal? To move 1 million barrels of crude oil every day, connecting Alberta's resources directly to the Pacific and beyond. This project signals renewed confidence in Alberta's oil sands, a commitment to efficient market access, and a belief in the province's ability to compete on a global scale. It's about more than just moving oil, it's about moving Alberta forward. The initial $450 million investment covers planning and feasibility, demonstrating Alberta's serious intent. This bold step is already attracting private sector interest, with investors and industry leaders watching closely as the project takes shape. The pipeline is more than steel and oil, it represents a shift in mindset. Alberta is determined to move from being a price taker to a price maker in the global energy market, influencing prices and setting new standards for Canadian energy. By connecting to the Pacific, Alberta seeks new customers in Asia and other international markets, aiming for better prices and reducing its reliance on the U.S. This diversification is crucial for long-term stability and growth. This is a declaration of economic independence, designed to ensure that Alberta's resource wealth benefits not just corporations but families, communities, and all Canadians for generations to come. The project requires immense political will, significant financial investment, and broad public support. It's a challenge that will test Alberta's resolve and unity, but also one that could inspire the entire nation. It's a pivotal moment. Alberta is not just talking about change, it's building it, laying the groundwork for a new era of opportunity and growth. The nation's energy history is about to turn a new page, as Alberta leads the way with vision, determination, and a commitment to a brighter future. For decades, Alberta's oil industry has relied almost entirely on the U.S. market, shaping the province's economy and identity. This relationship has brought prosperity, but it's also left Alberta vulnerable to forces beyond its control. Over 90% of Canada's crude exports flow south, fueling jobs, trade, and government revenues. But this overwhelming dependence on a single customer creates a risky imbalance, leaving Alberta exposed to sudden changes in demand or policy. When U.S. demand shifts or politics change, Alberta feels it instantly, often forced to sell oil at a discount, sometimes far below world prices. This price gap can mean billions lost for the province each year. Bottlenecks and a lack of alternative export routes only make things worse, causing costly delays and lost revenue. Alberta's oil can end up stranded, unable to reach buyers willing to pay more. Meanwhile, the U.S. has become a major oil producer itself, thanks to the shale revolution. As American production rises, its need for Canadian imports shrinks, putting even more pressure on Alberta. Political decisions like the Keystone XL cancellation highlight just how fragile this relationship can be. One decision in Washington can ripple across Alberta's economy overnight. Alberta's leaders know this model is unsustainable. Relying on a single market is a gamble that puts the province's future at risk. The goal isn't to abandon the U.S., but to diversify and reduce risk by reaching new customers around the world. Expanding access to global markets is essential for long-term stability. New export pathways would let Alberta sell at global prices, reflecting the true value of its resources and strengthening the province's economic resilience. Diversification is now urgent, not optional. The clock is ticking and the stakes have never been higher for Alberta's future. By opening new routes, Alberta can finally break free from being a captive supplier, gaining leverage and security in a volatile world. The future depends on reaching more markets, building new partnerships, and ensuring Alberta's resources are valued on the world stage. It's time for Alberta to control its own destiny and secure a more prosperous, independent future. The new pipeline's core ambition is to unlock Asia's booming energy markets, an opportunity that could redefine Alberta's economic future and reshape Canada's role in the global energy landscape. China, India, Japan, and South Korea are among the world's fastest-growing economies, with energy demands that continue to surge year after year. These countries pay a premium for oil, unlike the discounted prices Alberta gets in North America. By tapping into these lucrative markets, Alberta can finally break free from the limitations of being a landlocked supplier. A direct route to Prince Rupert would open the Pacific, connecting Alberta to millions of new consumers and giving Canadian oil a competitive edge on the world stage. Diversifying customers means stability. If demand drops in one region, others can pick up the slack. This reduces risk and helps shield Alberta's economy from unpredictable market swings. This would transform Canada into a true global energy player, maximizing returns for Canadians and strengthening our international partnerships. Accessing global prices could boost Alberta's revenues by up to 20%, funding healthcare, education, and infrastructure. These new revenues could mean more schools, better hospitals, and stronger communities across the province. The Trans Mountain expansion has already shown the benefits of West Coast access, proving that new export routes can deliver real value for Canadians. The new pipeline would add another 1 million barrels per day, supporting future growth and ensuring Alberta remains competitive in a rapidly changing world. It's not just about exports, it's about securing Canada's place as a reliable energy supplier to Asia, building trust and long-term relationships with key global partners. The economic and strategic benefits are enormous, positioning Alberta and Canada for decades of prosperity and influence. Alberta is ready to step onto the world stage, embracing a future where its energy powers not just Canada, but economies around the globe. This pipeline is designed to be privately financed. Taxpayers won't foot the bill. Premier Smith's government acts as facilitator, not funder, engaging major companies like Enbridge and South Bow Corp. The province offers support royalty oil commitments and streamlined regulatory pathways. The goal is to attract private investment by reducing political and regulatory risk. Private companies bring expertise, discipline, and efficiency, key for a project of this scale. Unlike past government-led projects, this model protects public funds and encourages innovation. No company has committed yet, but industry optimism is growing. The next step, a formal proposal followed by engineering, environmental reviews, and Indigenous consultations. Success depends on convincing the private sector this is a profitable long-term investment. Alberta is setting the stage for private enterprise to lead. Alberta's private sector approach is shaped by hard lessons from past failures. The province lost $1.3 billion when Keystone XL was cancelled, and the Sturgeon refinery project suffered massive overruns and losses. These experiences have made taxpayers wary of risky government investments in energy megaprojects. The current strategy support through policy, not public money. The government's credibility is on the line, no more blank checks. Private financing ensures only sound, viable projects move forward. The scars from past losses drive a more cautious, responsible approach. Alberta's role is to create a stable environment for private investors. This isn't just about building a pipeline, it's about building smarter. The future depends on learning from the past. Game-changing federal law, Bill C-5, now fast-tracks major infrastructure projects. Passed in June 2025, it sets a 2-year target for regulatory reviews of nationally important projects. This ends the years-long delays that plagued past pipelines. The Alberta to BC pipeline is set to be among the first to benefit. Prime Minister Mark Carney's support signals a new era of federal-provincial cooperation. For investors, a defined timeline reduces risk and boosts confidence. Environmental and Indigenous reviews remain thorough, but now run concurrently for efficiency. The new system is designed for action, not stalemate. If a private proponent steps forward, the process is ready to move. Streamlined approvals could finally turn Alberta's vision into reality. The pipeline is directly linked to the Pathways Alliance carbon capture project, one of the world's largest. Oil sands producers pledge net zero emissions by 2050, with a $10.20 billion CCS network to store CO2 underground. For companies to invest in CCS, they need long-term market access and stable revenues. The new pipeline provides that certainty, enabling massive environmental investment. It's a grand bargain: new market access in exchange for major emissions reductions. This strategy addresses climate concerns and builds broader support. The government frames the pipeline as responsible energy development, economic growth tied to decarbonization. Alberta aims to position its oil as among the world's cleanest. The integrated approach bridges economic and climate goals. It's a new model for sustainable resource development. The path ahead is tough. Securing a private sector leader is the first hurdle. Companies remain cautious, remembering past cancellations and risks. Indigenous consultation is essential. True partnership and shared benefits are now the standard. Some First Nations seek equity, others have environmental concerns. Consensus will take time and respect. Environmental groups will oppose the project, arguing it clashes with climate goals. The government must make a compelling case for responsible development and emissions reduction. If successful, the pipeline will create thousands of jobs and secure long-term prosperity. It will strengthen Canada's role as a reliable global energy supplier. The stakes are high, but so are the opportunities. Alberta stands at a crossroads, challenge and promise in equal measure. His pipeline is about more than economics. It's about Alberta's future and Canada's place in the world. Success would bring prosperity, confidence, and investment in public services. It signals Alberta's energy sector is innovative and ready for the 21st century. For Canada, it's a chance to break U.S. dependence and build new global partnerships. Supplying energy to Asia enhances Canada's influence and security. The project could set a new standard for resource development, government, industry, and Indigenous peoples as true partners. If done right, it's a model for economic reconciliation and shared prosperity. The coming months will test this vision. Will private leadership and fast-track rules deliver? The stakes: Alberta's prosperity, Canada's economy, and a new legacy for energy. This is a defining moment for the nation's future.